Franklin man accused of sexually molesting two brothers. Today, investigators tell 9 on your side there could be other victims out there. But they need those potential victims to come forward.
The suspect was trusted to drive children to and from church. 9 on your side's Roseanne Aragon is outside the federal courthouse now with these new developments. Roseanne?
Carol, these were multiple instances of abuse carefully outlined in this criminal complaint. Now, a federal judge says this man is dangerous and needs to stay behind bars. Meanwhile, U.S. attorneys are looking for any other potential victims.
In federal court, 46-year-old Jory Leedy is facing aggravated sexual abuse involving minors, accused of abusing 2 young boys. He drove as a volunteer bus driver for Target Ministries in Dayton, Ohio.
It would be a sentencing factor that I would argue and that I intend to argue, because he used his volunteer positions with these organizations whose sole purpose is to help lower income families, to provide guidance to young men who don't have guidance. He abused the trust that he had been entrusted with.
Investigators say the Franklin man warmed his way into the trust of the boys' family, buying the family a car, taking the boys on trips out of state, and committing the abuse in hotels regularly for more than a year. The boys were only 7 and 8 years old. They say he also lied about his name.
The mother actually tried to look him up, didn't find anything.
The U.S. deemed him a sexual predator, saying he'd done this before. He was a Dayton hockey coach convicted of a similar crime in 2002.
It's very similar to this one. It involved a child who was 11 years old. It involved gross sexual imposition.
His preliminary examination hearing is next week. If ultimately convicted, Leedy could face life in prison.
If anyone has any information on Mr. Leedy to identify minor children which may have been victimized by him, who we can offer some help to.
Now, she says any person with information on this can call the FBI task force at 979-8368. Now, tonight at 6, I spoke with an expert who takes us into the mind of a perpetrator and tells us what conversations parents should have with their children to make sure that this doesn't happen to them. Reporting live, Roseanne Aragon, 9 on your side.